Hi, this is Unlimited Access. My name is Levi. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon Aylesworth, founder and CEO of My Health Hatch.
All right, so we've been doing our homework.
Yes,
We've
yes.
been doing some research. We had roughly 400, how's it random? 430.
500 each. Surveys, we've actually gotten 1,100, but we did 2 surveys, patient and caregiver, and we got over 500 responses each.
Okay, so we got all these surveys, and we just wanted to kind of get a taste of what's out there in the market, understand what's going on, what people think they want from kind of some applications, what's their interface with the doctors, etc. So I'm just kind of going through my questions here. Do we know any of the demographics or any of the information of the people that took the survey?
So we were very intentional in our survey where we actually did not do a demographic poll yet. We did a very specific job function that you have in your family. So we did caregiver, inpatient. Is that a job? It is a job, right? We get up every morning, we have to take care of ourselves or we take care of somebody else. So what we wanted to do with the survey was understand what we believed and what I went through with my mom and as a patient, as a caregiver, Arthur, and what patients and caregivers need from a platform like this, because you can build all these features that seem great and then it turns out they don't end up using them. So the idea of the survey is to say, okay, is this truly a problem, as big of a problem as we think it is, in the areas that we focused on, which are the records? I love to say, but there's education and resources, keep expanding. We have to ask, do people think that's as valuable? I'm a Google maniac. I love researching stuff. But not everybody wants that. Sometimes they just want to be told, listen, you've got diabetes, here's an app, here's how you can save money. Right. So the goal was to get that specific role and make sure they fit into that role, and then identify what features they really wanted so that when we come out, we're not giving them a bunch of features. And remember, extra features also make the customer spend more time digging through to find the ones that they want. So how do we make the stuff that's really needed right when you log in, it's there and it's done?
It's helpful, right? Because we don't want to create something that isn't valuable. We have limited time and resources on our end.
Yes.
And so we want to focus and deliver a solution that meets their needs.
Yeah.
What data point stood out to you as like, when you saw it, you're like, wow?
Yeah, well, I'd say the biggest, the most impacting was when we saw that 68% of the patients said they had to move their appointments with their doctor because they didn't have their records. That was way more than we expected. We actually had said it, not that we didn't know it happened. We know it all the time. We knew it for cancer patients. If you look at the really dramatic illnesses, those people have tons of records. And the doctor can't, they're complex diseases, so the doctor can't diagnose. So they mandate. Duke is a great example where you can't get an appointment without your record. So we knew that people either were preventing, slowing down, or rescheduling their appointments because their records weren't there. We didn't expect 68% of the patient population. And this wasn't a specific disease. This was, we just went out and said, are you a patient? Do you have more than 1 or 2 doctors? I think we said 2 to 3 doctors. And then do you have at least 1 chronic illness? So chronic illness can be an autoimmune disease. It can be something like, what's as simple, I'm trying to think of autoimmune, is like I'm intolerant to wheat. That's an autoimmune situation. And you don't need, how many doctors do you need? So it was 68%. It was just a surprisingly higher number than we expected.
Well, the thing, yeah, of course, because what happens is you get ill, you want to go see a doctor, and everything gets slowed down.
Yes.
Because you do not have data or your records or information that you do have, you just don't have it. It's not in your possession, and now you're on this, this hunt.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out to me was 62% of the respondents said that they had at least 2 portals to get information.
Oh, yeah.
At least 2.
Yep.
It could be 5,
Yep.
And it's like, so step 1 is I need to go see a doctor and I don't have all the information. Step 2 is, oh, by the way, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And so that seemed to me like kind of like a very telling thing, what people really need. And according to our survey, is they just need everything in one place so they can make the best health decisions or give the doctors all the information they need to make.
Get access is the big thing. Yeah. I'd say, I theorized, because I know that everybody, I actually did a research on the stats of people and how many, everybody has at least 2, but don't know it. So for me, that stat, what was compelling is that I didn't realize how many people really understood how many portals they had, because you don't know until you get sick that you have that many. It really is one of those things. We didn't go out and target. We intentionally left off, hey, are you sick? Because we didn't want to skew the data of this randomly selected 500 and I think it's 96 people, 62% said I have more than two or two. It's a big number, and it's pretty much the standard in the healthcare system today is you have your primary care, and for anything else you get sent out. So that's where most people, if you're healthy, you just see one doctor and you feel pretty good until all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's so, it's just so important. And in fact, we had 89% of the respondents say that, hey, we would love it in one app. We would love to have everything in one place. And so that just means, like, if we did a random survey of basically any demographic, could be sick, could be not be sick in the United States, we had this information, and 9 out of 10 adults in our survey, like, yes, please put it in one app. And that just seems very reassuring, like we're on the right track.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually really good. Again, the survey is to tell you whether your theory and your hypothesis is correct. So it's very scary to wait for those answers to come back to say, is the product in the right direction? So yeah, it was a significant number. And I think if you equate it to something like the financial industry, where you have multiple financial things, your cards, your bank, your this, your that, divesting and what do they call it? Risk aversion, right? You diversify. So you have all these things. How do you get that? What do they have? QuickBooks, Quicken, to consolidate. Why don't we have that in healthcare? So that was nice to see.
All right, well, there you go. Is there any other final thing you'd like to say about the survey and what's going on within the business right now?
Well, no, we're going to do more. We'd love more people to participate. We want to do more. We want unfettered feedback. It's really important, both from making sure that we don't waste money on features, which is a really big problem with a lot of startups. You go out of business because you spend it on stuff that you think is important. I have a theory, but again, my situation actually, even now, 5 years later, after my mom moved on and I'm taking care of my dad, is completely different than what I dealt with my mom. Now I'm wrestling with getting certified as a caregiver, where I didn't get to do that 5 years ago or 8 years ago with my mom. And there's a lot more resources today. So as much as we can get input, that's what I'd say is, we'd love to have you participate. There's even a raffle to give away some money if you'll help us out.
There you go. Well,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
Thank you.
So again, My Health Hatch, we believe that if everyone has all of their information all in one place, according to our survey here, that if they can have all that health data in one place, their doctors themselves, everyone will be able to make better health decisions. Thank you.
Thank you.